Beautiful sunny California day. Well, we've eaten, and now it's time to make some beautiful jewelry.
Well, of course. They said, Debbie, you're wanted in the craft room. I was like, that is something I don't hear every day. So I am so excited.
A sentence you would never hear, but I bet you've done this before. Okay, Orly is going to show us a very creative way to make necklaces and chokers with really cool, like, closures in the back.
Yeah, the thing about this that's really fun is, like, Debbie, you're joking, like, I'm not normally in the craft room. This is something that anybody can do, because I've tried, and I've done on the show a few times, making jewelry. My jewelry is always a little bit.
I used to do the beading in the class.
Yeah, we all did that in high school, didn't we? It was fun.
I'm not quite as smooth with that.
But that's
you were only performing for hundreds of thousands of people in high school. So that was a little
different. It last night, no big deal. Okay, so this idea actually came to me from Lisa, one of our beautiful producers who's always super stylish.
I love that.
She was wearing this necklace here. Now you can see it's really beautifully beaded and it kind of hangs, and it felt to me like a fashion trim of some sort. And she took it off for me to take a look at to see if I thought I could make it. And I noticed this. This is how it's connected in the back, this ribbon. So all of a sudden, it gave me the inspiration and the idea to try to create these necklaces with no clasp closure at all, no jump rings, which I can never open properly.
Yeah,
none of the chains.
And they're hard to put on when you're doing your own.
Exactly. And so what's really cool is all of these trims here are all upholstery trim.
You ready for that? Can you believe that?
So cool.
Which not only, see, there you go. So that's what it would normally look like on a pillow. The cotton twill that it's all attached to would get sandwiched between the two layers of fabric, and then your beads would hang down, providing this really beautiful, dainty detail on your upholstery.
I don't even know how you figured that out.
And
that is the coolest
thing. If I had to guess, do stores like throw this stuff out? Like, do they go, we're selling this like in a bin? Pick it. It's probably really inexpensive if I had to.
That is exactly right. It is exactly right. For this right here, this trim, which is beautiful, it's got those shells at the bottom. It's got little wood and different rocks all sewn onto here. Really, really pretty. This was 2 yards, and it was $3.
Stop it.
For 2 yards.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, if you were to buy this in a store, you would see it hanging there, and you'd be like, oh, of course I'll pay like $30, $40 for it.
On Melrose Avenue, right.
Exactly.
Jack up the price.
To $100, and you think you'd had something really fabulous, and it's a pillow.
Great.
So let's start with this one, which is layered.
Yes. So the way that you're going to do it, first is to start with your trim. You're going to connect it into one giant circle. And in order to do that, all you have to do are connect your two ends. So I'm going to use fabric glue. I'll show you another one that I did. I did it by hand sewing it, and what I noticed is that it actually frayed a little bit more than I wanted it to. Oh, geez. Stringy little sucker there, yeah. So what you're going to do is just attach the two ends right there. We're going to push it down. Fabri-Tac dries really, really fast, but just for the moment, I'm going to continue holding it. Now, if we did it completely straight, just like this, and then you folded it in half, you would see you just have a double layer. Right?
That's so pretty.
Which is still really beautiful. Yeah. But if you start to work your finger in over here, you end up with the layers like this.
Oh, there you go.
And so this is how it would layer, and you can make the gap between the two as big as you want by just working your way over. This could end up as a choker if you wanted, you know? So you're just going to slide. I'm going to decide that that's about right for me.
Right.
So now I'm going to lay it back down, and right on these edges, I'm going to glue my cotton twill. Now, I bought this at the same place, the trim store as well, and I got something that matched as best as possible. So now, right in here.
You just glue that too?
Yep, right in here where I already have it. We're going to put that, and now I'm going to take this little piece and attach it. I'm going to hold it in place. Now, you could sew this, again, if you want.
But it's going to fray.
But you might see a little bit of the fraying of the cotton twill where it's been cut. Where it's not cut, it won't fray. But on this raw edge right there, that's what might fray just a teeny bit.
Well, this looks cleaner this way, I feel like.
Yeah, it is. And you could wrap it around if you wanted to even clean it more. Now, I'll show you how this looks when it's done, but I'm going to let that dry for just a second and move on to
I know there's a chain one. There's the chain one.
Yes.
I love this so much. And I'm going to go on record and say I bought one of these for myself, maybe had a few more chains on it in London at a boutique, and it was over $200. I'm not even joking.
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
And how much did it cost to make this?
It was $4.
Oh my gosh.
How stupid do I feel?
Sorry, Debbie.
Priceless.
It was $4.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys how I did this. You can see they were just chains. This morning, I looped it through, and I wanted you guys to see it sort of specifically there. So you can see each of my chains. Now, the end of every chain has a complete circle, right? That's their loop into each other. So you take a small ribbon. If you're really doing this, guys, I would do black, but I wanted us to be able to see it clearly, so I did teal. That's how you loop them through. See, now they're all attached onto one chain. So here I have mine. I decided to add even more, and there's 6. Now you take your ribbon and you tie a knot. Tie another knot. You do it on both sides. And that's your necklace.
Okay, but are the chains different sizes?
Yes, perfect. Okay, so you can see that black one right there is the shortest one. Then the rose gold gets a little longer, then it gets a little longer, then it gets a little longer, and that's what creates your layered look. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you alternate length in your chain, and then when you attach them all to the same edge, the length change will happen here.
And I was going to compliment you on the teal because I thought that was really funky.
Oh my gosh! Well, I ended up making one.
That's really
I'm wearing
different
one
and fun.
today,
I like that.
and I ended up keeping it with the teal because I liked it too. But it's just a personal preference.
I mean, are you yanking our chain, Orly?
Oh, that was so Miss Mark.
I'm doing it for Mark. I'm doing it, you know, his dad jokes. Now, the hot thing right now, Orly, is the choker. Everywhere you go, you're seeing chokers.
Yes, you are. And
can you make that?
Yeah. So I want to show you real quick because this trim, which I've got right here, is really pretty, and it has the rhinestones, and it looks actually more similar to Lisa's original necklace. But what happens is when you don't do the upholstery trim, it's flat trim because it's meant to like line the edge of something really pretty like this, right? So it's meant to lay really flat. So when you layer it like this, look what happens. It doesn't, you don't see what you're supposed to see. So something like this is perfect for a choker. All that you need to do is around your neck, you're going to go like this and measure. Would you move those for me? Thank you so much. You're just going to measure. You want to leave a couple of inches in the back because you don't want them to touch. You want room to tie. So make sure you've got about 1.5 inch gap. And I do. So now would you just snip right there in between the two?
So this fabric's a little more expensive, right?
No, this was still like $1.50 a yard.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, what do you need? A quarter of a yard? Like, let's be honest.
Well, unless it's the Matt's necks, then you might need a little more. But I don't think they're going to wear chokers.
And next up, what I did here is I am going to flip it over. You're just going to put, and you can do this, by the way, with anything. Velvet chokers are super in. You could just do velvet trim. Tie, you're going to add a little bit here. Again, I got denim because I thought this was super cute with a little denim. You're going to pop it on. We're going to let those dry, but I'm just going to show you this one because this one's completed. I mean, how it ties.
Is that meant to be a choker too, this one?
That one, well, that's this one right here.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, wow.
And that's the same upholstery trim.
I was looking going, that looks like it could be a choker too.
It could be. All of these could. And that's the thing is just go to your store. If you want to go to Target Trims, I think we'll pop it up at the bottom. TargetTrims.com is where I got all this stuff. They have it available. Look under upholstery trims.
Okay, prices what to what? What's the price? What to what?
It's $4 to like $120.